Good morning, guys. This is Stephen Howard and my dog Yucca. And snowed about 6 inches last night. I was out shoveling my walkway this morning. Um, I've been kind of going through it, as you probably noticed on the videos. I haven't been hiding my emotional level and loss level, and I've been trying to just let everyone know that they're not ever alone. That it's really important that we realize, sorry about that we realize that we know we're not alone. Um, when you're in it and you're isolated and you got good friends, but you don't have a lot of them, and you've had some losses, loss of a love relationship. My boss died, and it's been a real struggle to get established here before winter. I did grow up in Lake Tahoe, so I'm used to walking uphill in the snow for 2 miles to the bus stop in the morning. I know how to dress, and I know what gear I need, but it is a challenge. It's a challenge to your spirit to live through winters in Montana and have enough supply, have enough of everything that you need. But I really wouldn't give it up for the world. I was offered a job yesterday down in Las Vegas, and I probably make more money than I've made here in months. But I kind of turned it down. I asked for a proposal to see exactly what the numbers would look like, but um, I turned it down initially just because I'm here in Montana and this is where I want to be. Um, I wish I could find that sort of job up here, or actually scratch that. I think you should work a job that you need to, and then you should be chasing your dreams. I think that people far too often put their dreams and their hopes and loves aside, and they just go to work and whatever comes to them. And that seems like the best approach for the immediate problem. But how is it going to be for you psychologically, spiritually, emotionally in the long term? So, I have a lot of freedom, a lot of time on my hands, and I think it's very healthy. Um, I don't think I'd give it up for $1 million, really, because it feeds me. It feeds my soul. It makes me feel good about where I'm at, and regardless of the struggle and all of the hardships, living here in Montana has been nothing but a blessing. Um, Seems a bit boring probably to most of you, but you keep your time busy. And when I left Las Vegas, I had a funny saying, and that is, wow, boring is really good. And what I mean by that is, if life isn't all hustle and bustle, that's a positive thing. There's not a lot of traffic here. There's maybe 1,700 people in Clinton, and you meet most of them down at the market. And everybody's pretty simple for the most part. When I first came here, they kind of looked at me like, "Who's this outsider?" Another friend of mine who knows me really well is like, "Well, Steve, if you didn't know you, you would think you were hiding from the mob or something." And that's not the case. Even though I'm from Vegas, I'm not hiding from anything. I like to face my fear. So I'm not really sure what the point of today's video. Maybe I'll tag it as boredom, but being bored is good. Having time on your hands to do other things is good. And if you're feeling down or depressed, go outside, shovel some snow, go go right into town, do some errands, get your mind off of it, go file your tax return. It's tax season, so I gotta get that done. But and then while you're busy in your day-to-day work, somehow the universe, because you aren't focused on it, the universe tends to deliver the very thing that you wanted the whole time, right at the time that you were least expecting it. So as soon as you have your mind off things, you might get that call or that text that you were waiting for, and you just might get the download or the information you were waiting for. So, everybody have a blessed day. It is Friday. I call it Friday High Day, but got a little grav here, and I'm just going to share this morning bowl with you. Um, I'm going to be praying for all of you to have a wonderful Friday. So here we go. I like weed better than alcohol or anything else. Makes food taste better. It makes things, makes your anxiety go away. It's a very good medicinal herb. I think people through the 50s and 60s, as marijuana was becoming more prevalent, it is thousands of years old, but um, in America, we had reefer madness, and it was Schedule 1 and illegal, and now you got senior citizens that are vaping and smoking and living longer, more productive, and happier lives. Um, I've been smoking since I was about 12 years old, and my mom and I had this opinion that I never grew up, that my develop emotional side or whatever stayed 12, 13 years old. And I grew up. So I kind of feel like Tom Hanks in Big. I got this big body, and um, I'm looked upon as a man, but I'm really just a child inside. I still love riding dirt bikes and skateboarding and rock climbing and whitewater rafting and kayaking. Those are the things that I feel most like a little kid when I do them, sometimes to my detriment. But I just want to tell the collective that, you know, if you're always focused on being high vibration and being the best that you can be, sometimes it becomes a burden. And I'm not saying go and operate every once in a while on a low vibration, but I am saying that every day is not going to be an 1100 megahertz. There might be some days that you feel like a 650 or a 700. So don't put so much pressure on yourself to be this, amazing guru, or just share your gifts with people. And we all are allowed to have a bad day. So if you are having a bad day and you're like, geez, I blew it, I was working on my vibration and blah, 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 don't worry about it. Tomorrow you'll be at 1100 megahertz, because today was an appreciation day. You got to appreciate what you have and where you're at if you want to get to where you're going. So I love Denzel Washington. He was talking to his acting class, and he said, whatever good is inside you, whether you want to be in front of the screen, behind the screen, guy with the sound stick, whatever you decide to do that comes from good. It could be any dream. That is God's intention in you when you were born. He put that gift inside you. And it's your responsibility that you recognize that you already have it. That there's nothing outside of you that you need. That you are a majestic being. You're an elk in the forest. You're a snowflake. You're one of a kind. So without going to the other side of low vibration, which is arrogancy and narcissism, if you just know in your heart that you're a good person, you have a lot to offer the world, and that it's your responsibility to show the world that. There's nobody else that will do it for you. And that stuff comes from within, and it's God's gift to you. So some of us go through our entire lives not realizing that we were gifted the whole time, and that we could have lived our lives a lot differently than we did. I've reached a point in my life where I've realized that it is active, and it is now. That's why these videos are coming out, is because I want to show people that, 6'3" lumberjack style man in Montana can be an emotional mess. We can be dealing with karmic relationships and soulmates and twin flames, and that the tools that we have are right in front of us. Number one, our instinct, our gut feeling. If you have a gut feeling, don't ignore that. It is a signal from the universe that you're either on to something or that you were right all along. So, and then when things bad happen to you, immediate release and forgiveness. Understand that we're not all perfect, and somebody might hurt you really bad. They might lie to you, steal from you, cheat on you, and that is not your problem. It's also not your job to put pain on the other person. That's the job of karma. And you don't want to walk around with that resentment, because it's like poison. It's slowly killing you over time. So you have to release the resentment. I believe in giving everybody a second chance. I believe that people can change, and that trust can be rebuilt. I didn't think that before in my life. I always thought, you're done, you burnt my bridge, or I burnt your bridge, we're done, that's it. But nowadays, I think that there can be mistakes that are made in relationships that could have lasted a lifetime. I believe that the people that came into your life were either there for a moment to teach you a lesson, or they could be there forever. And it's up to you to release resentment and to nurture that relationship again. So as I reach out to you today, my gift is different than most, and most people will not understand Um, well, I don't want to say that. Some people will not understand. And what I'm actually doing is going within with a flashlight, and I'm looking at my dark sides, and I'm looking at all of the bull crap and shit that went on, and things I did, and things they did, and resentments I had, and things I carried around for 16 years. And uh, it's poison. It's cycled into addictions. It's cycled into chaos. It's cycled into things happening in my life that were out of balance. Um, but if we get back to what my buddy said before he died, if I hadn't experienced all those things from both sides, I would probably not be able to help anyone. So don't be so hard on yourself about the things that have happened in your life that you've done to other people. That was not your intention. You didn't intend on hurting anybody when you went into the relationship, whether it's business or romantic or family. We don't get to choose our family. We're born into it. And I believe that happens for a reason, and it's also a part of your lesson. Um, I was carrying the pain of my parents' divorce. I still carry it. Um, I heard my dad fighting with my mom, and I think my dad punched my mom in the upper arm and broke her arm in the middle of the night. And I have had my own experiences with domestic violence or relationships that were unhealthy. Um, I'm not a wife beater. I believe that women are more powerful than men, that maybe not physically, but emotionally and spiritually for sure. And I don't know. I think that sometimes in relationships, people can bring out the worst in you, and they actually maybe demand it. Demand it. Um, it's your responsibility to realize that, whoa, this is unhealthy, and I just need to get away from this. And then maybe they'll wake up and it will heal. If it doesn't ever heal, um, then you just kind of carry it around and it's a resentment. So um, I've definitely been through a lot. I've had a lot of experiences that were both positive and negative. And the negative ones, I always, wondering why'd that have to happen? So I believe with every action, there is a reaction. And for everything energy wise that you put out, um, it's like, what would you call it? It's like one of those arcade games, the pinball. Yeah, it's like the pinball. As soon as you launch that pinball, it goes bing, 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 and it could stay up there maybe forever. And then it comes down to you, and you get your one shot to, knock it back up there and make sure it ping pongs around again. Well, that's kind of your energy or your intent when you're hitting the paddles and you're knocking the ping pong ball up into the game. Um, so where did your intention come from? Was it um, I think if you modify your intentions and you actually make them come from a place of love and understanding and unconditional, whether this works out for me or not, I'm all in. And that goes for business, that goes for yourself, that goes for relationships. In other words, I'm intending with my paddles, I'm going to knock this pinball. I'm pretty stoned right now. Pinball up into the game. I'm going to do it with love and unconditional, and the universe has my back that I'm going to make 10,000 points or whatever. It's all about your intention when you hit that ball. So make it a good one. Make it a good one. I really worry about our kids these days. I got a text from my ex-wife and pictures of my daughter Marley. She'll be 7 in June, and I've missed 3.5 years of her life so far. I don't know how much more I'm gonna miss, but I miss her terribly, and I can see herself in me. She was at an indoor rock climbing gym, 6.5 years old, climbing this rock climbing wall just like her dad. Had a lot of style with straight arming that shit and stuff. Somebody didn't teach her that. It just came instinctually. I saw another picture and it looks like her elbows might be double jointed. And that's pretty cool too, because climbers that have double jointed elbows are able to do maneuvers that no one else in the world can do. So I have a weird feeling about my daughter that she's going to end up some sort of amazing model athlete type of person. My other daughter, Samantha, is, I believe, around 23 years old. We don't talk much. And yeah. So there might be another video today. I'm headed over to Milltown Park with my dog Yucca. Where is she? There she is. Sleeping in the sunny window. Anyway, have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this one. I came a little ungrounded for you, but I came from love, and that was unconditional. Have a good one. Mahalo.